takes it in overtime. Brady can shot, breakaway shoots, scores!
Welcome to Sens Talk. My name is Brandon and I am your host. We have a player signing to talk about today. It's not Alex DeBrincat, but it's the Hammer, Travis Hamonic. He's back for 2 years in the nation's capital on a 2-year deal worth $1.1 million per year, or 2.2 in total. It's a nice little contract here for an absolute warrior in Travis Hamonic. This guy's laid his body on the line quite a bit for your Ottawa Senators. He's a leader. He helped mentor Jake Sanderson, and he's absolutely earned this contract. Now, the contract includes a 10-team no-trade clause, and the trade-off for that is, look, with a no-movement clause and a 10-team no-trade list, Travis Hamonic basically voids the possibility of him being sent down to the minors. So you can say what you will about a 6/7th defenseman getting a no-movement clause, but I wouldn't read into that too much purely because, one, I think Travis Hamonic understands that if Ottawa has to move him, he'll probably comply and let them do so. He doesn't want to end his NHL career or get, benched. Obviously, he wants to keep on playing if it got to that point. But more importantly, he's taking a pay cut. He's taking a hometown discount to stay here in Ottawa. $1.1 million, obviously that's a lot of money, but for him, he was expecting probably $2 to $3 million on the open market. He definitely could have got that. So he's taking a little bit of less money, but for a little bit more term, 2 years, and as well, that security of, you're going to be in Ottawa for the next few years, so you don't have to worry about being sent down or waived or anything like that. So that gives him a little bit more of team control as well, but the trade-off, once again, of course, is Ottawa gets a little bit more control in terms of their cap space. Now, last year in Ottawa, he played 75 games, scoring 6 goals, 15 assists for 21 total points. He had 143 blocks, a lot of blocks. Like I said, Travis Hamonic is an absolute warrior, and he lays his body on the line night after night after night for your Ottawa Senators. 143 blocks, is top 50 in the National Hockey League. He also had 109 hits last year, which is pretty impressive. You need to have a little bit of grit, a little bit of physicality on your blue line. Travis Hamonic can do that, but most importantly, in the locker room, he is a key component in that locker room. It's very clear that what they have going on inside that room is special. Travis Hamonic, of course, has been a part of that. He helped mentor Jake Sanderson. But more importantly, he, as you can see on your screen here from Bruce Garriock, wanted to stay in Ottawa. There's clearly something special brewing here, as we've all seen with our very own eyes. But it's great to see Travis Hamonic see that as well and want to stay here. He sees what this team could be in the next few years, and he wants to be a part of it. And that fires me up. It's great to see a player want to stay in Ottawa, and I'm fired up to have Travis Hamonic returning to Ottawa. Once again, this guy is an absolute warrior, and it never hurts to have a warrior on your team. And once again, he took a bit of a hometown discount. He helped mentor Jake Sanderson, and he really helped stabilize the blue line through a couple of tough years. I think he's earned this contract, and at $1.1 million, once again, it's not egregious whatsoever. Now, he'll essentially be the new Nick Holden, and I'm more than happy with that. He's an absolute warrior who can give you dependable minutes when asked upon, and will be good for the room once again. Obviously, we're not in that room, but it's safe to say the guys like Hammer. Obviously, they like Travis Hamonic. But most importantly, Jacob Bernard-Docker, who of course has got the 2-year extension, and Nick Manapolo, both are not established NHL guys. Both, in my opinion, will be competing for that third pairing slot with Eric Brandstrom. Travis Hamonic as well will be competing for that slot. So this gives a little bit of internal competition for JBD and Manapolo, but more importantly, it gives Ottawa some very, very much needed depth, just in case, look, Eric Brandstrom gets hurt, another defenseman gets hurt. You have an NHL guy who's approaching 800 NHL games that could get into your lineup. That is something very valuable. But most importantly, JBD, not established. I think he's going to be a good defenseman. I think he's an NHLer by now, but he's not established. What happens if he doesn't do well this year and he has a drop-off? Well, Hamonic can step in on that third pairing easily. Manapolo, same thing. Let's say he doesn't work out and he gets sent down to Belleville. You need a 7th defenseman at the worst case. Travis Hamonic could be that guy. Of course, so can JBD. So this gives Ottawa a bit of flexibility once again, and it never hurts. And I always say this. It really never hurts to bring in depth. It never hurts to bring in depth and to keep depth. And once again, as long as Travis Hamonic is not playing over guys like Zub, Sanderson, Chychrun, and Shabbat, I have no issue with this whatsoever. And Brandstrom too, of course. As long as he's literally the 6th or 7th defenseman, there's really no issue with this deal whatsoever. He loves it in Ottawa. The guys love him. He's an absolute warrior. He puts his body on the line every single game, and he's absolutely earned this contract. So welcome back to Ottawa, the Hammer, Travis Hamonic. Fired up to have you here for at least the next couple of years. And the last thing I want to mention is that Travis Hamonic is the only defenseman on this blue line that's over the age of 30. This is, once again, Ottawa is one of the youngest teams in the National Hockey League. That's why, as you'll see in our interview tomorrow with Dean Brown, as we mentioned this, him and I discussed this, Ottawa defensively has a lot of errors because, once again, they're a young team. So having an experienced veteran on your blue line will absolutely help such a young blue line and such a young team. So once again, welcome back, Travis Hamonic. We're fired up to have you, and I'm excited to watch you play next year once again with the Ottawa Senators. So besides that, I will see you all tomorrow for our Dean Brown interview. It was an incredible interview. We talked about the Alex DeBrincat situation, DJ Smith and his coaching staff coming back, Michael Anlauer being named the next owner of the Ottawa Senators, free agency like Jonas Corposalo and his signing, and much more. So stay tuned for that tomorrow here on youtube.com/SensTalk. And thank you all for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Go Sens, go.